Hey there, everybody. If you struggle with shortness of breath along with your anxiety, then this is the video for you. While there are a few different reasons why you might have shortness of breath, this tackles the most common cause. And it can all be summed up in basically one word: tension. See, when you go into an anxious state, not only does your breathing get more erratic, not only does your pulse rate go up, but your body starts to tense a little bit too. Certain muscles here and there will start getting tight. And some of the most common places where we carry that tension is in our throat. If you have like Globus sensation, you ever have that feeling along with your anxiety that there's something in the back of your throat? Your chest can become tight. You start kind of closing in on yourself. And possibly the most important one here is your stomach will get tight. Not only will you tense up your abs or your abdominal muscles, but you will also suck in your stomach almost as if you were trying to look good. And what's worse is if you carry this tension in all of those areas, because all of these areas are important in you being able to breathe properly. If your throat is tight, you are tensing the muscles around your esophagus. If your chest is tight, it can't fully inflate when you're trying to take a nice deep breath. If your stomach is tight, again, that almost completely stops you from breathing normally because you're supposed to breathe through your belly anyway, and you can't even let your belly expand to pull air in the normal way when you're tight down there. Now, while there are a ton of different resources that tell you all these exercises you can do, I feel like the reason why a lot of us don't really do them is because they make it seem like such a task to practice certain exercises to help relieve this tension. They tell you set aside, 20, 30 minutes a day, to do this or do that. No. If you have the time to do that, great. But if I can just give you a basic, simple understanding of what I'm talking about, then you can probably figure all this out on your own. So here's the deal. When you're anxious and you're tense, more than likely you don't even realize it. I shouldn't even say more than likely. You don't even realize it, that you're tense and that all your muscles are tightening and that you're sucking your stomach in and squeezing your chest and your throat is tight. You're not noticing any of this because you're too worried about your heart rate. Am I going to have a heart attack? Or I can't breathe. But you're not really focusing on why can't I breathe? You just know I can't breathe. And you go off into this, is it going to be a panic attack? Is it going to be a heart attack? And then you forget the basics. So here's how basic this can actually be. Bring your hand out like this and just clench it and just squeeze. Give your hand a really good squeeze. Don't get crazy with it, but just nice and firm. And then just let it go limp. Shake it out, just let it go limp. And you can probably already feel the feeling of like a pressure release in your hand because it was just tense and now you've released it. Do this as many times as you need to right now because the whole idea of this is just helping you remember what it feels like to be tense. Because again, you spend so much time tense here, because of your anxiety that you don't even know what it feels like to be relaxed in those areas anymore. So that's what we're trying to get back. Trying to get you back into understanding how you can relax that area. Because if you're anxious even right now, you probably you don't even feel it. You're probably like, what is this guy talking about? I don't feel any tension. It's there. If you are having shortness of breath and you have anxiety, you are tense. You are tense as shit. And again, you can look up these exercises that tell you start with your extremities, start with your fingers, start with your toes, work your way to your calf muscle, work your way to your thighs, clenching everything as you go. You can do that. By all means, if that is helpful, do that. Do anything that helps you. But if you can clench your fist right now and feel that tension release when you just let go, apply that right now to your throat. Tense your throat. Bring your head back. Squeeze your throat. And then just let it go. Let it go. Shake it out a little bit if you have to. Move your head back and forth. Just real nice. And just feel the tension release. And then do it again. Squeeze your neck. Let it go. You're going to do the same thing with your chest. Now, I know I'm wearing a black shirt. There's a black background behind me. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing here. But if you just squeeze your chest together, feel what it feels like to feel like everything is just collapsing around your lungs and it's hard to breathe. And then just let it go. Just let everything just go. And you can do the same thing with your stomach. Actually, I highly encourage you to focus mostly on this because when your stomach is tense, again, that blocks everything. That keeps your diaphragm from expanding. If your diaphragm can't expand, you can't pull air into your lungs. That's probably the worst of these areas we're talking about right now when it affects your breathing with anxiety is your stomach. And here's the key. Don't just squeeze your abdominal muscles, but suck your stomach in too. Because that's what really hinders your ability to breathe properly and get that diaphragm opened up. And just squeeze, apply that pressure, and then just let it go. Just let it go. Even just give your little belly a rub. Just relax everything down there. And then do it again, and do it again. If you have Globus sensation, as we talked about, and you always feel like you got something in your throat, you need to learn to relax your throat. Focus on your throat. Tense, release, tense, release. Understand what it feels like to be tense. Because you've forgotten over time. You've lived with anxiety for so long that you don't even remember what it feels like to be tense there, because you're just always tense. And the reason why I told you to start off with your palm and start off with your hands, your fingers, is because you're probably not too tense there right now. If you're already tense in this area, it's going to be a little harder to zero in on exactly what I'm talking about here. So start with your fist. If you want to go along with the exercises that you see online, start with your toes and your fists and move each muscle as you move towards your center mass. But if you're looking for something right now to just get started on, then just squeeze this thing and release. Once you understand that feeling of relaxation in that palm, once you let go of the pressure, do it with your throat, do it with your chest, do it with your stomach. So as I said, the key word is tension, and we're just trying to release that tension. But first you have to know what it even feels like, so that way you can work on relieving it. I hope this helps you guys. I will see you in the next video. I'm going to have plenty more coming on this channel. So by all means, subscribe, like this video if it helps you. Leave a comment if you have any other pointers or tips for other viewers of this channel, because this isn't just for me. It's for everybody that comes here for some sort of help or relief. I'll see you later, guys. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. See you in the next video.